I think the same question that I'm trying to answer is, where are we from, what are we doing here, and where are we going, in a way. There's a painting by Gauguin that has that title, and I think that influenced me early on. So that's the quest. I think in a way I'm just exploring the same question, but in different ways. When I'm working, I start by imagining colors. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about sand colorations, golden and black, and those colors brought me to the desert, where I would find those elements. I like the desert vastness, I like the desert mysteries, and I like the golden light. Being in contact with a certain essence in the air, it made me fall in love with the area in ways that you don't know yet what will come out of it. And I think that I then decided to explore it visually. In a way, is that idea of mortality or endurance, that the desert demands a lot from us, but it's also renewal. I wanted a landscape of nothingness. I wanted a landscape that allowed me to create on top of it, like a blank canvas. When we entered the place, we realized how magical that place is. And from that moment on, it just unfolded itself very naturally. In a way, like a dance between Jacinta and I. We explored the house together, we looked at it together, we had ideas together. Our thoughts, her positioning, just merged. We really collaborate. Like, I don't think of her as a model. I know her for already over 10 years. We've been working on a couple of series together. There's a level of trust there that is already in place, and we were really able to play. It was interesting for me to photograph the landscape in a tangential way, where I would capture it reflected on mirrors instead of straightforward. It gave me a chance to play with illusion and disorient the viewer. There's this beautiful image that I did towards the end of the day that has this amazing pink turning into purple desert lighting, end of the day quality, in a way that you don't know anymore who is inside and who is outside. And that to me is the beauty of this work, where that to me goes back into a more existential thinking. And maybe also the illusion of ourselves. The illusion, are we inside of ourselves? Are we outside of ourselves? Where is our mind? Where are our thoughts? I would say Ácido Dourado is the most abstract work I have ever done. And in a way, I wanted to push myself to move a little bit outside of portraiture and a little bit more, not so much the portrait of a body, but the body abstracted in the images. I think at a certain point, artists become pretty comfortable with the source of energy as being a more sexual or erotic source, not necessarily that you have to act that energy sexually, but you can act that energy creatively. I feel comfortable with it in translating that energy, that sensuality, into the work. All of the work in Ácido Dourado was done in camera. None of it has been on post-production, just because the elements themselves got together that way. I organically reacted to things that were happening. At the beginning, not really censor any of my reactions. Later on, when I'm editing the work, maybe a little bit more of my mind or my critical self comes in. But not so when I'm working. I really believe in respecting that intuition. I started using the foil. I realized that it would be interesting to see how foil could, in its reflections, break the rigidity of those lines. So I brought it to, in a way, make those reflections a little bit more malleable. I also wanted to play with distortions on the body, which can be tricky. You don't want them to be too grotesque, but I like how abstract it helped me go. And I was fascinated to see how the shape and the prisms and the quality of light reflects on it. The Bordeaux series was a very reductive series. I reduced to 3 colors, very classic, black, white, and then if I had to use one color to it, the one color that I thought that symbolizes everything in life the most would be red. You know, birth, passions, death, anything like, you know, vitality, all those things I thought were very important, and they are found in red. The special thing about that series is my relationship to the people that I photograph. I only photograph people that I know for a long time, people that are very, very comfortable and are very relaxed and are very giving. And you can see that in their eyes. Most of them, I would say, are looking straight into the lens with nothing to hide and a calm confidence. Once I get composition and everything right, the last thing that I think about is always what right now is so perfect that it will never ever happen again, and how can I capture it in the best way possible. It's definitely a moment. I think that painting is gestural and it's the energy of the artist. You see the hand of the artist, you see the gesture, you see the paint quality. Photography, I think for me in relationship to nudes and the figure, is very much based on the relationship itself, the charisma, the trust, and the moment. In my creative process, I always try to push myself in places that I don't know yet how I'm going to interact with. I find it to be a lot more interesting, like a cat, to throw myself into a situation and see if I can land on my feet.